Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening everyone, welcome to our special 30-minute edition tonight. Well, first, church communities around the state have spent the day marking Good Friday. Those attending were pleased to be back in the building after the pandemic forced services to be streamed last year.
Voices filled St Mary's Cathedral, churchgoers coming together to mark a significant day on the calendar. Catholic churches in the north also packed. Parishioners flocked to services, with the Church of Apostles filling to capacity. The pews full at Anglican churches too.
It's the day we commemorate Jesus' death on the cross, and that's a very significant part of our understanding of what God has done.
Easter's the highlight of the Christian year. That's the central part of believing Jesus died for us at Easter.
And we actually have the ability, because of that, to live a life full of hope and glory.
Last year it was an unusual Easter for many. With COVID restrictions in place, services were streamed rather than attended. The return of in-person services this year has been welcomed by the church-going community.
We're still live streaming our services, but it's nice to have people back together.
It's absolutely wonderful because I love to sing.
Coronavirus still affected this year's services for some though.
It's easier now than it was at Christmas when we had to ticket everything. Because there are more services at Easter, it's easier to help things to be spread out. It does feel somehow wrong to have a point where we have to go, I'm sorry, you can't come into church, when we've got a sign outside that says welcome.
Archbishop Richard Condy missed the Hobart service for the first time in 30 years. Instead, he was stuck in quarantine, having recently travelled to Brisbane. Dean Richard Humphrey took his place. Churches now prepare for Easter Sunday, just as big an occasion. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
A 30-year-old woman has suffered serious injuries after being shot in the back in Launceston last night. Police say an unknown person approached the vehicle she was in before discharging a shot into the car, with a number of pellets striking her in the back. The Mayfield woman was taken to the Launceston General Hospital and was due to undergo surgery today. Officers are asking anyone with knowledge of the incident to come forward. As many Tasmanians take to the water this Easter long weekend, Labor has announced it will invest an additional $2 million to upgrade boat ramps and improve surrounding amenities across the state as part of its election campaign.
The other commitment that we'll give is that we won't introduce any taxes on rod and reels, and also we won't introduce any tinny taxes.
Primary Industries Minister Guy Barnett says he has already categorically ruled out a tinny levy or a tackle tax. Meanwhile, the construction sector says Tasmanians are at risk of missing out on their home builder grants because of factors beyond their control. Master Builders Tasmania is calling on both major parties to, as a priority, make the scheme more flexible if elected.
Some people coming close to that 6-month commencement time frame, and at the moment there is no discretion within the rules to provide any flexibility beyond that 6 months.
And this is being driven by 2 factors. So first of all is the increase in demand and also the shortage in supply issues.
New data shows home building approvals in January were 40% higher than the same time last year. A new 210-metre charter vessel set to sail Bass Strait, the MV Lycoot, has arrived in Devonport. It was flanked by the Mersey 2 on the way in, both owned by freight operator Sea Road. The company says the new ship will significantly boost freight capacity across Bass Strait. Agfest has been approved by Public Health to go ahead this year. Organisers of the agricultural show say it will be the biggest event in Tasmania since the pandemic began, with 10,000 tickets a day available. The physical event will run for 4 days, with a week-long cloud-based event afterwards. Thousands of people have flocked to the Royal Tasmanian Botanical Gardens to hunt Easter eggs in the name of charity. This year, families had to spread out and follow a scavenger hunt to find their chocolate prizes, making the reward even sweeter.
Easter excitement taking over the Botanical Gardens.
I would say we're going to sell out very, very soon. We had a maximum capacity of 2,000.
For the kids, there's just one thing on their minds.
We've been doing an egg hunt, finding lots of eggs. getting Easter eggs.
This year, the annual event run by the Royal Hobart Hospital Research Foundation looked a little different, transformed into a scavenger hunt spreading right across the gardens.
Each age group gets a different clue sheet. That takes them to different points dispersed right throughout the gardens. They solve those clues, they get a little sticker and a stamp.
Chocolate enthusiasts up for the challenge.
My favourite one was the last one because we got lots of chocolate eggs.
It's all in the name of charity. The money raised funding vital research being undertaken by people like Associate Professor Nina Kemp.
Looking at the outcomes for children born preterm and looking at how that start to life can actually have effects later on.
The Easter Bunny even dropping in to say hello, but those eggs are not likely to last long.
Do you think your mum will let you eat them all tonight?
Next Sides 7 Tasmania News.
Kingborough has claimed the first victory of the TSL season, surviving a North Hobart comeback. The Tigers started strongly, scoring the first 3 goals before stretching their lead to 35 points by half-time. A second half fight back saw the D's close the margin to only 5 points, but the Tigers were awarded a controversial late free kick.
That is a big moment. The D's are pleading with the umpire.
How is that not under pressure? He's being tackled.
Riley Ashland converted the free kick and the Tigers won by 11 points. Defending premiers Launceston are currently facing North Launceston tonight in a grand final rematch at UTAS Stadium.
Good evening everyone. A fine day for most of the state today for Good Friday, with Hobart reaching 23 degrees, Launceston a top of 22 and Burnie and Devonport both 20. King Island reaching the state's top today with 24 degrees, Flinders Island and Lyowini both 22 and Low Head reaching 19. Cloud covered much of the state this morning, remaining over the northeast while clearing from elsewhere. Thin, high-level cloud then drifted over the state during the afternoon. Further out, cumulus cloud can be seen over parts of Queensland and northern New South Wales, while mid to high-level cloud sits over the top of Northern Territory. Tomorrow's chart shows a trough moving through the Bight into Victoria, while a high-pressure system in the Tasman Sea extends ridges over other parts of the country. North to northwesterly winds tomorrow, 10 to 20 knots about the north, 20 to 30 knots elsewhere, and reaching up to 35 knots in the south. And there is a gale warning current for southern coastal waters from Tasman Island to Low Rocky Point, a strong wind warning from St Helens Point to Tasman Island, and from Low Rocky Point to Sandy Cape, as well as for all southeast inshore waters and for the southwest and central plateau lakes. A fire warning is current for Bindleds, Upper Derwent Valley and southeast forecast districts. Windy and 30 in Hobart tomorrow, 27 degrees in Maydena and Oatlands. Mostly sunny and 26 in Launceston, Devonport 23, 21 and sunny in Lyowini. Burnie reaching 24 degrees tomorrow, a late shower, and 25 in Strawn, Marrawar 23. And in the east, St Helens a top of 27, Swansea 28 and sunny and 29 in Orford. And the UV tomorrow is moderate across the state. Looking on to Sunday now, fine apart from showers about the west. Those showers in the west continuing on Monday. And on Tuesday, fine apart from possible showers about the northeast. 34 in Perth tomorrow, 32 degrees in Melbourne and Adelaide, and a shower or 2 in Brisbane and Cairns. And currently Hobart, partly cloudy and 21, mostly clear and 18 in Launceston, and partly cloudy and 17 in Devonport. And Kim, some nice weather for our Easter weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of midsummer temperatures, isn't it? Thank you, Chelsea. That's all your Good Friday local news. Louise will join you over the weekend. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you again Monday. Good night.